Hi, my name is Phil Scarito with Deviate Fitness, and today we're talking the single leg deadlift. I love the single leg deadlift. It carries over into so many different drills that we use in kettlebells and powerlifting. One of the most important drills, one of the most important concepts of the single leg deadlift is actually rooting your feet in the floor. What does it feel like to actually root your feet and get power from the ground up? It's a very powerful technique. We do it deadlifting, we do it squatting. One of the things you want to do is get out of the shoes, get your students out of the shoes and get them to actually just shift their weight to one side without doing any kind of movement with this leg. Just shift your weight over and kind of explore the different feelings in your foot. So move a little to the ball of the foot, move a little to the heel, go to the outside edges. They'll find where the middle is, okay? Try to get them to understand, once you find the middle, you can pull a lot of energy up through the floor by finding that optimal foot position, that foot stance, and what feels comfortable, okay? So my first drill is I just have them shift weight, left to right side. You'll find differences just going here without even actually doing the single leg deadlift yet, okay? You're just in a single leg stance right now, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply that to a single leg deadlift facing the wall, which was taught to me by Brett Jones. And it's a very simple drill. Everybody's got a wall, so you can do it at home, you can do it anywhere you want. I tell my student, face the wall, get kind of close to it so they're comfortable. Have them shift their weight to one side, bend the knee, make it a little bit of soft knee. Find where the center of the foot is, and all we're going to do is tell your student to take their hips and pull their hips back while they reach and touch their fingers to the wall. So this little motion right here of pulling the hips back and reaching, your hip hinging. That's what a deadlift is. You're getting your hips back. We can also teach this with 2 feet on the ground. Face the wall, try to figure out getting your hips back without hitting your head in the wall. So a lot of times you'll see single leg deadlifts where people just kind of dump. All right, there's no pulling going on in the hips. I think this is one of the most important concepts of the single leg deadlift is that idea of pulling yourself away from the wall. We teach this in squatting, we teach this in deadlifting. It's a very powerful technique. So face the wall, shift your weight, find what's comfortable in the foot, and then actively pull your hips back and reach and touch the wall. Brett would say that imagine this is a curtain so that you don't have your student relying on the wall as safety. So you're just there, just touching the curtain and then standing up nice and tall. One of the other things you want to keep in mind is what's going on with the opposite hip. So sometimes with the opposite hip, actually Gray Cook talked about this, where we will get into these positions and actually explore opening the hips up really wide, and then explore closing the hip off, and then find what's a nice, comfortable hip position, okay? And I urge you to do this because you'll feel it right away. And this is the position that we want you to try to keep when you go back into your single leg deadlift. So all we're going to do to finish this drill is we're just going to inch our way away from the wall, and we're going to shift our weight, and we're going to keep hip hinging. And I like to cue a very long position. So if I tell my student, I want from your left heel all the way to your fingertips, get as long as you can. If you do that, they'll end up extending this leg, and they'll get into the position that you want. Now, one last thing to keep in mind, you don't have to perform a single leg deadlift like this. It doesn't have to be where you take your bells, whatever implement that you're holding, and touch the floor. That's not the goal of the single leg deadlift. All we want to do is try to find out where they are, how can they access it, and where's their stopping point. So if I have a student that can single deadlift and this is their single leg deadlift, that's great. They're hip hinging, I like it. They're maintaining alignment. I'm good with that. Okay? As Brett says, better is better. I'll take it. So this is a very simple drill that you guys can do at home, that you can do with your students, facing the wall. It carries over to so many different things. One of the main focuses is get your students out of shoes because they can't feel and they can't generate power from the floor up if you have that much rubber on. Now, if you're in a facility that doesn't allow you to wear shoes or something like that, wear something that's stable, a flat-soled shoe that will give you some more stability, and that will work as well. But the idea of strengthening the feet, I think, is a very important concept for a lot of people. And those of us who spend a lot of time in sneakers, we don't get that opportunity. So this is a great drill to teach you that, to teach you how to root. And you will see that it will carry over into a lot of other things that you do. This is Phil Scarito. I hope you have learned a lot from this video. If you have any questions about the single leg deadlift at all, you can contact me at phil@deviatefitness.com or go right to my website, deviatefitness.com.